Alright, man. Here you go. Finna talk about Georgia got screwed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what it is. I know Georgia gonna lose eventually. I just didn't think they was gonna lose to Alabama this year. You know, and a couple things went our way. Georgia fans would have been celebrating right now, and Alabama fans would have been protesting that they should be in playoffs because they are good. They top 14 even with 2 losses. You know what I'm saying? I mean, where did I start? I'm gonna talk about the schedule first. For one, Georgia got screwed by Greg Sankey. You know, like they had Oklahoma scheduled like week 2 or week 3. They canceled the game for the Oklahoma. It would have been at Oklahoma. Like they canceled the game because Oklahoma was joining the conference. That came back and killed us at the end. Okay, guess who got in over Georgia? A Big 12 team. Think about this, man. If Georgia would have won at Oklahoma, Oklahoma beat Texas in the neutral site. Georgia would have got in over Texas because they would have had the head-to-head win over a team that beat Texas. You know what I'm saying? They would have won at Oklahoma, just like they won at Bama. Georgia would have won at Oklahoma, and Texas lost to Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? So Georgia, no way Georgia would have got left out of the playoffs. But instead, Georgia had to swap them out for Ball State. They had to swap Oklahoma out, for Ball State. And it screwed them at the end when it counted the most. Like, we knew Georgia was going to lose the game. The chances of going, 12-0, 3 years in a row was very slim. Definitely going 15-0. And I knew Georgia was going to lose the game. Like I said, all y'all like, man, yeah, Georgia might lose to Ole Miss. Ole Miss Tennessee game, Georgia might lose. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't. And it just so happened that Georgia lost at the wrong time. Georgia lost the game. And it hurt because Georgia fan, of course Michigan, Michigan only had to play one game. Ohio State. That's the only game they had to focus on was Ohio State. Penn State fired the offensive coordinator for a reason. They had no type of vertical passing game at all. Yes, it was at Penn State, but Penn State only could throw screen passes correctly. And Drew Aller still throw the ball inaccurate. So it was one game, Ohio State, Kyle McCord. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't it. For Kyle McCord just wasn't the guy to elevate Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? I know you can say, oh, C.J. Stroud didn't do it, but when C.J. Stroud was on, you know what I'm saying? C.J. Stroud had it. He didn't do it, And we knew going into the Michigan game, Kyle McCord, he like I said, just like he would have had not turned the ball over, and instead he had 2 interceptions. Here's what it is. To Washington, Washington. I feel like Georgia is a top 14, but when you type in the best and the most deserving, and you combine it together, no doubt Michigan should be in there, and no doubt Washington should be on there. They undefeated. I made a video about Florida State. You already know about that, Jordan Travis injury. Washington, Michigan, undefeated Big Ten champion. They getting in. Even though I feel like Georgia's better than Michigan, Alabama gonna show that. Washington, I feel like Georgia's better than Washington, but they did what they had to do. Undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Beat the same team twice. And convincingly the second time. But the more story, the Pac-12 folded. USC, USC was basically a walking lick. You know that everybody, and USC would have made, bro. Iowa could have probably scored 20 on USC defense. Like, think about this. Like, not of no interception. Like, Iowa could have very well scored 20 on USC defense. You know, USC was horrible this year. They let me down. You know, Utah had no quarterback. They let me down. So, in Oregon State, Oregon State had Washington. They teased me all year. Washington teased me all year. You know, Oregon State and Washington State had the game. And they let Washington still win. You know? So they was undefeated. Then you got Texas and Alabama. Texas, you know, they beat Alabama. So they was always, you know, right here. You know, they was always right here. They just need somebody to lose. You know, they beat Alabama. It don't matter how bad they played, was they had close game after close game after close game. Even with Quinn Ewers, they still look sluggish, you know. But they were winning. You know, they were winning games. Even it was looking ugly, they were still winning games. You know, and they had that win. And week 2 versus Alabama. Against the Alabama team that had no identity. Like, Jalen Milroe had no idea where he was going, along with Tommy Reese. And they capitalized. You know, they caught Bama at the right time. And Bama kept on winning games, you know. And which helped Texas. You know, and then Texas lost early in the year, just like Alabama. You know. And sad thing about it, you know, Georgia and Ohio State, they lost at the end of the year. You know, that they lost when the stage was the biggest. You know, it's tough. You know what it is, but like I said, yeah, Texas lost to Oklahoma by 4. You know, Georgia lost to Alabama by 3. Alabama lost to Texas by 10. And it just luckily, you know, it's just wild, man. Like, Oklahoma State got a chance. Texas played Oklahoma State. Oklahoma folded on us. You know, Oklahoma teased us all year. They lost. They were losing. You know, they lost. And they was, you know what I'm saying? It was teasing. Oklahoma beat Texas. Then they had, like, ever since the Texas game, they were struggling. Like, they had multiple struggling losses, wins. You know, and UCF almost beat them. Then I'd rather them lose that game. Then they just so had to lose to Oklahoma State. You know, Oklahoma State, they lost 33-7 against South Alabama. 33-7 against South Alabama. They would have got beat 45-3 versus UCF. It just makes me so mad. Oh, like, as a Georgia fan, cool. Like, it makes me so mad. Like, this, and Georgia fate is to having to play Alabama team, Alabama team. They got a lot of momentum, and they got better over the year. And it hurt, man. You know what I'm saying? It what it is, though. You know. But it's like, it's just sad, man. Like, dog, Georgia went perfect. And then, you know, just had to play Alabama at the wrong time. You know, I don't blame it on no injury. I'm gonna get him that game. I'm trying to make a video in 30 minutes, but I ain't gonna blame it on no injury stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go down the list though. You know, Georgia, they just lost at the wrong time. You know, Texas, Alabama lost at the right time and kept on winning. You know, and got into that conference championship. But yes, Oklahoma folded, and they didn't hold. Oklahoma folded. You know, TCU had Texas beat. They folded. You know, the Big 12, you know what I'm saying? They folded. You know, they got a chance to play Oklahoma State. You know, Oklahoma State, like I said, lost 33-7 against South Alabama. Uh, doggone 45-3 against UCF. Like we knew, and then they got beat by double digits against Iowa State, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we knew Oklahoma State was outmatched. Like from the start to finish, this Texas did what they had to do. They dominated the game, which I said in my preview. I was like, bro, this is not gonna be a close game. Like Texas is gonna run up the score to look good for the playoff committee, and they did just that. Like they had Quinn Ewers in there falling on his hurt shoulder. They had Xavier Worthy in there, hurting his leg. They did exactly what I said he was gonna do. Oklahoma State was outmatched from start to finish. Oklahoma State, they had no shot in that game unless Texas gave the game away. And it showed. They was getting pushed around. They had no offense. Texas out there running free flickers and trick play, doing anything they want to do with them. You know what I'm saying? And Texas got to benefit from that. I wish Oklahoma would have just hung on and did what they had to do and play them again. Like Oklahoma get blowed out again, cool. Like Oklahoma get raced by Texas, okay. But it's just fair. They got to play Oklahoma State, who got blowed out multiple times. It's tough, man. Alabama, they lost to Texas. They didn't have no offensive identity. You know what I'm saying? Bounce back. Start winning games week by week. Struggling or whatnot. Still winning the game. Still hanging in there. Still keeping the playoff hopes alive. Escape the game. Escape the Auburn game. Have momentum going to the Georgia game. And going. Now I'm about to talk about the game. And it really hurt. Start out, Georgia came out, punched it in. Alabama did no offense. Georgia scored with no south. Then that's when Bobo started doing stupid stuff. Instead of just running the ball with Kendall Milton, he wanted to do a half-back toss by Dejon Edwards. Nowhere. Third down, punt. 3rd and 2. Instead of just handing the ball off to Kendall Milton, up the middle, like we doing all year. He want to do a half-back toss to a quick Alabama team. And he know it Marius Mills out of the game. But all in all, what cost Georgia the game? It's 3 things. False and me, I'm not going go to no injuries. I'm not no Ohio State and Alabama fan. Like I ain't really saying, you just saying it because y'all lost. Nah. I'm not blaming this game on no injuries. Georgia had every chance to win that game. Regardless of Brock limping around and Lamb McConkey limping around and Ra Thomas out, Eric Mayesmill and Demond Jones, I don't care about that. Honestly, I 100% don't care. Like, I don't care about no injuries, bro. Because Georgia had every chance to win that game. And they didn't. Like, every single chance Georgia had, regardless of injuries, they still had Carson Beck. They still had, Aaron Smith. Brock was in the game. A little holding, they were hugging. Caleb Downs was holding. Like, he was bear hugging Brock Bowers every time. They didn't call it, though. It what it is. And it was funny to see. They might as well kiss, But, Georgia still had it offense. And regardless, Georgia didn't get beat by 30. They lost by 3. So, and talking about the game, Georgia beat themselves. Alabama didn't play good. Georgia didn't play good. But Georgia, they played worse than Alabama. Alabama did just enough to win at the end of the day. Alabama didn't play good. Georgia didn't play good. Alabama fans, they dominated the game. Y'all didn't dominate nothing. Like, yeah, it had some spurts, some plays here and there where it's like, Georgia D-line got pushed around. Georgia offensive line got pushed around. Yes, but it was both sides. It was both sides. And just so happened, Georgia false start. I knew he was going to miss the key. I say he finna miss it. It was a 45 false start. Go to him 50. He ain't made it 50 all year. His longest field goal was 48. I was like, he gonna miss it. And he did. That's 3 points gone. That's on Georgia, you know. That's on Georgia. They beat that's one they beat themselves. But 2, you know, the game is like Georgia down by 7. Georgia down by 7. You know, they tried to reverse the Dylan Bill instead of just hand the ball off. Or try to do a trick play to Dylan Bill and all that. You know, instead of just throwing him a screen or something. You know, or whatever, or a regular pass. Fumble the ball. Trezor Marshall picks it up. Now it's looking like Alabama finna run away the game. It looked like I thought for sure Alabama was finna go up 14 points. Instead, they get Georgia defense man up, and Alabama got to settle for 3. Still up 10 points. You know, that's 2. But the biggest play calling of the game, 4th and 4. And like I said, I don't want to be that dude about the girls, because you know I ain't gonna make no excuse about the injuries. But I just want to know why they didn't review Isaiah Bond catch on a critical 4th and 4. Critical 4th and 4, man. Like, this is a game-changing play. 4th and 4. Even the announcer said it. That wasn't a catch. But they didn't review it. You know, 4th and 4, they had every chance to review that catch. 4th and 4, you know, Georgia's on the ropes. Because every time Alabama get on the ropes, they try to bail them out. And they got to review the play and all that. You know, I want the horse collar injury, that was crazy too. I mean, a horse collar play call, that was bad too. Like, dude had on my shoulder pad. But none of that, you know, this play right here was the game-changing play and the gut-wrenching play. Because Alabama went for it on 4th and 4. You know, instead of kicking the field goal, going up 6, they get the conversion, 4th and 4. Isaiah Bond, you know, Dalen Everett, of course, he get cooked. But the throw was a little far. Isaiah Bond dived for it. You know, the ball hit the ground and bounced around, and he had his hands on it. And they hurried up. The refs didn't start the play. You know, Kirby couldn't call it, you know, challenge the play. Because, you know, it was like end of the half or whatever. You know. But the refs didn't stop the play. That's what I want to know. You know, they didn't stop a big call. That's a big play. You know, and Georgia would have got the ball like at the 40. Down 3. Not 6, but they would have been down 3 with a chance to tie the game up or take the lead. But instead, they go down in the half, 20-10 at halftime. They go down 20-10 because the refs didn't do their job. But then this thing, you know, Georgia. It's so aggravating. Georgia, they get a big play to Arian Smith. He got 2 hands on the ball. and they call and they stop the play. They start the drive. You know, Georgia gets a big play. They stop the drive. You know, then they want to review the catch. That's all I want to know. Why did they review Arian Smith catch to stop momentum? But on a 4th and 4, they didn't review Isaiah Bond catch. Like, I just don't understand. Like, that's all I want to know. Why they didn't review that one? You know, if you review Isaiah Bond catch and reviewed it as a catch and then overturn it, okay, I have no problem. It is what it is. You got the call. You know, you got other referees judgments. You got the board, you know, whatever judgments, you know, the rules judgment. And you say, okay, we review this as a catch. I have no problem. You know, and Alabama score, cool. But it's the fact that you don't stop the play at all and you let it play out. But as soon as Georgia gets momentum, get a big play to Arian Smith, you got to stop the play and review it. Alabama defense get a 3 or 4 minute break to settle in and make adjustments. And then they get a stop on defense. Georgia got to settle for 3 points. I just don't understand, dog. Like, every time Georgia gets momentum on Alabama, it always gotta get stopped. Like, national championship, something about that stadium in Atlanta. Like, I know they was talking about changing it, but I hope they do. Because I ain't never went to an SEC championship game anyway. So them having it in Texas or in Nashville, Tennessee, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care no more. Them having it in Jacksonville, I don't even care no more. Because I ain't never went to an SEC championship game anyway. It's just something about that stadium in Atlanta. Georgia can never have their way versus Alabama. Like national championship, Georgia blocked the punt, which is he was on side. Alabama would have been down with 20 points or whatever. They would have been down 20 points. Instead, Alabama gets the hang on. And you can't tell me Georgia not a top 14. Like, yes, I know they don't deserve to be in there. But I just wish Georgia got a chance to defend their title. You know what I'm saying? The right way. I mean, losing by 3 and having a call that was clearly not a catch, not reviewed, then Alabama goes up 10 points. They wouldn't have got nothing. They would just kick the field goal, cool. But they got 10 out of that. They went up 10. They got a touchdown. But I ain't, it is what it is, though. Congrats to Alabama. They will most likely win that championship. Because I already said it. I said it to most Alabama fans and everybody else. I said if Alabama somehow make the playoffs, they winning the whole thing. If Georgia not in the playoffs and Alabama was in the playoffs, they going to win the whole thing. I said in my review, I said, this is going to be the real national championship game. And I had Georgia winning 41-30. I did, But I also said that if this game was like 30, 27-30 going into the fourth quarter, I would be feeling good. Because I said that means Georgia offense clicking and Alabama offense clicking and Miro didn't make no mistakes. And they was going to get one probably. But I said, if this game was 17-20 going in the fourth quarter, I won't be feeling good. Because guess what? That means Georgia missing field goals and Georgia turning the ball over and Carson Beck can't get nothing going on offense. And that's exactly what happened. And I said it. I was like, if this game is 17-20, that means Jalen Miro could play his game and he can use his legs and change the game. And dog it, everything I said happened in the wrong way. In the wrong way against Georgia. The game was a low-scoring game in the fourth quarter. And Alabama pulled away at the end. Georgia had a chance to get scored touchdown like 2 minutes. Like 2:55 left, 2:52 left. They had a chance to get the ball back. And Jalen Miro iced the game. And that little flick pass he did, Isaiah Boy, you know what I'm saying? That was nice. But there was difference in the game. I see that. I was like, both quarterbacks didn't play good. But Jalen Miro did just enough to win. And Georgia stole a drive. They fumbled the ball and gave the ball to Alabama at the 20-yard line. Alabama didn't do it. Moral story is, outside of that missed replay, you know what I'm saying? That replay catch by Isaiah Boy. The moral of the story is, Georgia turned the ball over. Alabama didn't. Georgia missed the field goal. Alabama didn't. So you talking, that's 6 points. 6 point swing. Alabama won by 3. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Georgia just lost at the wrong time. It wasn't Georgia Day. Mike Bobo didn't have his best game. Carson Beck didn't have his best game. And all year, Georgia defense. Georgia defense didn't have no game changers the whole year on defense. And it cost them. C.J. Allen, or Raylan Wilson, whoever, on the halfback wheel, let somebody wide open. It what it is. Dalen Everett was a liability all year. It wasn't this game. But maybe regroup. Let Alabama win their national championship. And now the 12-team playoff hurt too. Because now Alabama could lose 2 to 3 games and still win that championship. Because think about it. Georgia got to play Alabama and Tuscaloosa. Georgia could beat Alabama 2 times. Georgia could beat Alabama and Tuscaloosa and in the SEC championship and still got a chance to come back and beat Georgia in the national championship. Let that sink in. But yeah, I'm finna go get some game, man. I gotta release some anger. Go Dogs. Still go Dogs, man. I got My Georgia get on, still go dog. Head up high. Head up high, I ain't gonna cry. You know what I'm saying? It what it is. Still go dog. Congrats to Alabama. I mean, I don't see Michigan beating them. And they go Texas in a rematch, they gonna blow them out, most likely. But Georgia, end of the day, Georgia got screwed, man. Georgia got screwed big time. They didn't want Kirby Smart to pass Nick Saban while he was still coaching. It was obvious, But hey, I ain't gonna keep on complaining. I'm out. Go Dogs.